And so, what I wanted to talk about today is something that is an issue that comes up probably on a daily basis in my business. And I don't feel like it's a topic that gets enough attention, although I think it's a really important one and I think it should. So I'm going to bring it to you today. All right. Let me know if you're ready to know the 5 keys to a successful soul aligned sales process. So let me know if you can relate to this. Maybe you are having a hard time attracting or enrolling your ideal clients, and you start looking to see what others are doing. And that's just natural. Like, what are other people doing? What does she have that I don't? What course is she taking? What certification does she have? Like, why is she having this success? And I'm struggling. Let me know down below if you can relate to that. Have you ever just kind of felt that way? Or you see so and so having success with this course over there or that coach over there. So you think to yourself, well, this must be the next step for me because Susie had success with this course or with this coach, right? Or so and so is bringing all these people into their Facebook group every week and getting all this engagement. So I should really do what she's doing because if I do that, then maybe I'll make more sales. Does that resonate for anybody? Let me know that I'm not the only one. Okay. Here's the flaw. Here's the flaw with looking at what others are doing and then making a decision about what you should be doing or what your next steps are in your business or where you should be focusing in your business and believing that you need to do what they are doing. Okay. No two people or businesses are the same. Okay. So, what one person may be strong in, another person may have some weak spots. Okay. Perhaps person A is really good at attracting and nurturing people in their group, but when it comes time to connect with people individually and invite them to a call or share with them how, their product or service may help, they totally freeze. Okay. So person A is really strong on the attracting and nurturing, but on the connecting and discovering and inviting and enrolling, that's where she freezes. So on paper, the group is active. There's lots of people in there. There's a lot of engagement in there. Okay, so on paper, yes, that's a good thing, right? But are they making any more sales than person B? If they don't feel comfortable having those sales conversations, no. So the end result is that they're not enrolling people. They are not seeing the results because part of the system is broken. The first part of the system is working really well. This second part of the system is not working well. So you may look and go, oh my God, she's got 10,000 people in there. She's got 1,000 people in there. And there's so much action and there's so much engagement. So that must mean that she's having success. So that must mean that I should take the course or work with the coach that helped that person to have all those people. But what we're missing is that we're not looking at the second part of the equation. We're not looking at the whole picture. So today we're going to look at the whole picture. Okay. So in this case, the weak spot for that person who has this really active, engaged group, the weak spot in her system, or she may not even have a system, is in connecting individually and discovering how her people may be struggling and then inviting them to learn more about the product or service. And if she's having a hard time with that, then that's the area that she needs to be focusing on. Person B, on the other hand, may be really good at that part. She might be strong at the connecting and talking about her services, and she may feel comfortable with handling objections. Anybody in here not feel comfortable with handling objections? I did a video on this last week, so go back to last week's if you haven't seen that. But person B might feel comfortable sharing the value of her product, and her weak spot might be in attracting people or in creating content in her group that inspires people to even want to learn more in the first place. So she may be really good when she gets somebody on the phone, but she's not getting people on the phone because her content isn't inspiring them. Or maybe she's attracting the wrong people into her group. Okay, the people who don't value her services, the people who don't have those soulmate characteristics that would make them ideal for her program. And this is truly why I address all 5 of these pillars that we're going to go over in my Selling from Your Soul Abundance Academy, because honestly, you guys, without all 5, you don't have a well-oiled sales process that is going to give you the results consistently that you want. That's going to address every aspect of the process, and to be able to look and see where are those areas where I tend to be stronger and where are those areas that I tend to need a little bit of support. And if you're just popping on, guys, let me know who's coming on down below. Tanya says she's person A. Okay, so Tanya is the engaged group, lots of people, lots of action, but then not making that transition to connect with people individually, to see how you can serve, to offer your products and services, to have those enrolling conversations. And that's really important to know where it is that you are. Hello, Renee. Renee, let me know what kind of business it is that you do. Okay, so the flaw here, right, is that we've got 2 people with 2 totally different problems going into the same program that only solves one of the key elements of the sales process, but doesn't address the other 4, okay? And so it's not going to serve both of those people if that is not the main area that they are both lacking in. It may serve person A because it may hit on what person A needs, but maybe person B, they're already are having results in that area, and that is just not what their problem is. And so going into the same course that doesn't address what your actual problem is, there's a misalignment there, and it's going to lead to a lot of frustration. And this is something that I hear constantly when I see and I talk to people where they think something is wrong with them. Well, I took this course and I did this thing and I did this coaching and I tried to implement it, or whatever it may be. And when I evaluate their business as a whole to find the holes in the process, I say, but we're looking in the wrong place. But that's not what the problem was, okay? So that's why you didn't have the success, not because there's anything wrong with you, but just because we're looking in the wrong place, right? So does this make sense, you guys? Does this clarify stuff a little bit? Okay, so Renee, you're a massage therapist and a tarot reader. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, so you're a mix of A and B. Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to help you guys evaluate. We're going to go through some questions, and we're going to have, again, a little heart-to-heart here, because until we figure out where the weak spots are, we're not going to be able to correct them. So I'm going to take you through this process, so hang with me. Hello, beautiful Dusty. How are you? Guys, drop down below if you have a website or you have a social media handle, so, us beautiful heart-based entrepreneurs can connect and support each other. Dusty has an incredible business working with the trauma of horses and connecting it with the trauma in the women that she works with to heal and release. So beautiful. Okay, so let's get into it a little bit more. So guys, truly being able to find the weak spots in your business and then learn how to strengthen those areas so that you have a seamless sales process needed in order to consistently enroll and attract your ideal clients is critical, okay? A lot of times as entrepreneurs, I hate to use this term, we're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing if it sticks, but sometimes does it ever feel like that? Does it ever feel like I don't have the structure, the strategy? I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be focusing my energy or my time. There's all these different things that need to happen. Or, I don't have a system in place to keep myself accountable to the actions that I think I should be doing. So it's just sort of like this disorganized mess, and I'm not sure how to even prioritize what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I dive deep into this in the academy, and I earlier this week we talked about this. We went into this in depth, and so that's kind of the inspiration of this training, is just to kind of take a piece, a highlights reel of that. But we talked about this the other day, and I also created this amazing Trello board tracking system, you guys, that has been a total game changer, because it really breaks it all down into simple daily steps with a checklist that you can actually schedule out on your calendar so that you're keeping track of the specific income producing activities that are going to move your business along and that are going to ensure that you have the foundation for doing the right activities. Okay, I do have a free resource for you guys that I will leave in a link at the top of this for you to download. It's up there now. So when you download that, and that's a free resource, which is basically going to go more in depth into what we're talking about today. But when you download that freebie, you will also have the option on the thank you page to grab that Trello board template that I made for $27, which honestly, you guys, is a completely insane steal for how much it will help your business if you implement it. And it's something that is part of the academy, but I am making that available to you guys, just that Trello board template tracking that you can just copy and paste, make it your own, but you will love it. So I will put that up there. Okay, guys, so because it's so important to have a system in place that moves a new potential client into a paid client, of course, if you both agree that your product or service is the best fit. Okay, let me know down below, guys, do you have a system? Do you have a structure? Do you have A to Z? This is what happens when somebody comes into my world, or this is how I attract somebody into my world. This is what happens. This is the next step. Then it goes to the next step, and so on. And a tracking system for that. Do you have that? Let me know. Give me an A, or give me a 1. Give me a 1 in the comments, and give me a 2 if you do not have anything like that, just so that I know kind of where you're at. Okay, so guys, it's easy to get distracted in all of the shiny objects and courses and podcasts and strategies and other things that can take us off course from focusing on the basics needed to grow a thriving business. And so I've broken this down into what I believe are the 5 key elements that you will want to make sure that you're focusing on in your business at all times. It's the foundation, okay? It's very common for entrepreneurs to feel stronger in one category or 2 categories over, the other ones. However, we need to strengthen our skills in all 5. And understanding these categories are going to help you to know where you may be experiencing some weak spots in your business so that you know exactly where to get support around. Okay, so I'm going to go through the 5 elements. And I want you to evaluate where you think you might need help, okay? Now, I don't want to say that what we're talking about here is the strategy what we're talking about here is the strategy portion of your business, okay? So these are the 5 key strategic elements of your business. Now, we know, of course, that strategy is important, obviously, right? We can't just sit at home and visualize what we want without having a plan or a strategy to implement. But there are, so I say this to you, I caution you, there are more pieces to the puzzle other than strategy that influence your results, such as your underlying beliefs about selling, yourself, your sense of value or worth, your feelings about money and receiving money and asking for money. We're talking about that in the academy next week. Your confidence in yourself and what you're selling. Your energy, I've talked about this a lot. Your energy or your excitement about what you're offering is also extremely important. And of course, making sure that you are clear on your niche and that you're passionate about the niche that you have chosen and that you have a solid marketing strategy, that all plays into this. So those are other very, very important aspects. But right now, we're really kind of talking about the key income producing activities that are part of a really strong, well-oiled sales process, okay? So the first pillar is attract and peak, okay? And I want you to think, we're going to be thinking about it on a scale of 1 to 10. I want you to just do kind of a quick check in with yourself where you feel you fall. 1 being, I need a lot of help here. 10 being, I'm strong. This is my strength. I'm killing it. I'm crushing it. No problem. Okay. So this is where you are attracting people into your business that may be ideal for your products and services. This is where we post on social media, we do our Facebook Lives, we add value into our Facebook groups. Some people may be running paid ads. Lots of attracting activities that I mentioned in that free resource that I created above at the link. But this is also where we want to make sure in the attraction pillar that we have clarity around who our ideal client is and that we're creating marketing messages specific to that person. We don't want to be seen as someone who helps everyone and his mother, rather someone who specializes so that our ideal clients can actually hear the message that we're giving. And we want to make sure that the niche that we've chosen is something that we truly feel passionate about, okay? Many of you know my story. I had niched into, a specialty that I had been doing for many, many years, but it's not where my heart was calling me. My heart had been calling me in another direction for a long time, and I was doing a lot of work in that other direction. I just hadn't claimed myself as the expert or the specialist. It's kind of funny though. Last night I was digging up some old training videos because we're doing in the academy, we're talking about Facebook Live and creating lives for engagement and attracting our ideal clients. And I discovered this whole vault of videos and training and business videos that I had done for my team from 7 years ago. Talking about a lot of the same things, right, that built the last business that I was in and that I'm still in. A lot of the same things, yet I hadn't really claimed myself as an expert in this until recently, even though I've done thousands and thousands of hours of training and coaching and mentoring. So, sometimes even the coach needs a coach to kind of break out of some of those old identities and some of those old patterns. So some of you may be feeling that way with what you're offering right now may feel out of alignment or not truly what's lighting you up and exciting you. And you may be calling in people then that are not the right or ideal client for you. Okay, so I want you to take a moment and reflect on the attract and peak pillar. Give yourself a number 1 through 10. Are you satisfied with not only the quantity of new people coming into your Facebook group or interested in your business, but the quality? Okay, are you attracting your ideal soulmate clients who value your services and who have the qualities that you are looking for somebody, okay, to be perfect match for you? People who are motivated, people who are committed, people who don't have a victim mentality or excuses. How many new people like that are coming into your world every week? Okay. How often are you putting yourself out there to attract those new people? Put it down in the comments for me. Let me know 1 through 10. This is in the no judgment zone. We're just kind of looking, okay? But just to kind of see where you're at. Okay, Tanya says 3. Okay, so Tanya, let me know. Are you giving yourself a 3 because you're not taking the action to do the attracting, or are you attracting the wrong types of people? Or what is it about this pillar that you're giving yourself a 3? And that's to the rest of you guys too. Rate yourself and let me know, why are you giving yourself that rating? Okay, what feels off? The second pillar is engage and nurture. This is your weekly emails. This is your Facebook Lives in your group. This is posting daily in your Facebook group, special trainings, ways that we can engage our audience, engage people who are interested, and really nurture them. Let them get to know us and trust us and see us as the expert and the leader to help them with whatever problem they're having. So Tanya says both. Okay, so not attracting the right types of people. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tanya. And if you're watching the replay, let me know your number down below. So for this pillar, guys, rate yourself number 1 through 10. How happy are you with the amount of engagement that you are getting in your group? Okay, before you rate yourself, let me just give you a couple of more things to think about. Here's a really important one, okay, to think about that you may not have thought about. Is the engagement that you are getting in your group leading to people reaching out to work with you? Okay. How often are people reaching out to you to ask if they can work with you or set up a time to learn more? Okay. Are you hearing crickets on your posts or is there a lot of action? Now, this is something to think about that maybe you hadn't before. Okay. Sometimes we are getting engagement because we're asking questions such as, are you a cat person or a dog person? Do you like salty or sweet? Okay. And while those posts can be good for boosting the Facebook algorithms, so so that more people see your content, so that's not a bad thing. Okay. I'm not dogging on it, so to speak. They aren't the kinds of posts that are going to inspire someone to take action and to book a call or buy your product or service. Okay. So it's going farther than just how much engagement are you getting? It's, are you being authentic and vulnerable in your posts? Are you willing to talk about the tough stuff and tell the stories to help your audience connect with you? Are you getting the kind of engagement that's actually leading to people reaching out to you saying, hey, I saw your live today. I loved it. It spoke to me. How can we work together? That is the kind of engagement that I'm talking about. The deeper level engagement where you know that your content is connecting with your audience, resonating with your audience, and inspiring them to take action, not the surface level. What are you guys doing this weekend? Not saying there's anything wrong with that. There is a time and place for it. But when we're really trying to evaluate the health of your business, what I'm looking for is your content speaking to your audience and moving them to the next step to get more information. Okay. 1 through 10, where do you feel like you're at and why are you there? Tanya says, my biggest struggle is implementing. Tanya, why do you think you're struggling with the implementing? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel unorganized? Do you have a system to implement? Are you not sure what to implement? And she also says she has a lot of people in good engagement, but it's not productive. And so when you say it's not productive, is that it's not leading to people being inspired into action to book or to purchase? Okay. And my next few pillars may help you with that as well. Okay. Perfect. So Renee says same here, and she's giving herself a 2. Renee, why are you giving yourself a 2 on your content? Do you feel like the issue is that you're not posting enough, people aren't engaging enough, it's not inspiring them enough? What do you sense might be the cause for the 2? Okay. And also, Renee, do you have a Facebook group? Do you have your own group? Okay. So Tanya says correct. Gotcha. Okay, guys, let's go into Connect and Discover. So this is where we send a private message to new members. We welcome the members of our community. We discover what they're struggling with, how we can serve them. We're really making that one-on-one connection, that relationship building. We're not just, throwing up posts and expecting people to respond, but we're really just, building those heart-to-heart relationships with our audience. We're helping them to discover what might be holding them back, what they've tried in the past, and is there a place where we may be able to serve them? Sometimes there's not, and sometimes there is, but are we even asking? Okay. And so this is the phase where a lot of people get stuck. Okay, because there's a lot of mindset issues that block people from feeling comfortable connecting. And we work through a lot of this. We work through all those issues really in different ways in the academy, both from the strategy standpoint, how to make that connection, but then also from the mindset and energetic standpoint of that. But let's be honest. So 1 through 10, let's really be honest. How many private conversations are you having with people right now currently, getting to know them? How often are you taking the time to find out how you may be able to help? How consistent are you with this? Are you trying to stick to a script that maybe somebody's given you that makes you feel like a robot? Or would it be helpful to have a general idea, a guide to understand the elements that would be helpful, but at the same time know how to be 100% present with someone and use your own intuition within that guide or structure so that it feels more authentic and not awkward, not pushy and not salesy and not weird, but truly like your own voice and truly like you're connecting. Because guys, we're coaches, we're healers, we're wellness practitioners, we're heart-based entrepreneurs. Like, we thrive off of connecting and helping people. This is no different. Okay. Okay, Tanya gives herself a 0. Tanya, thank you for your honesty. I really appreciate that. Tanya, what do you feel is holding you back from taking that next step and making those connections? Because what you're telling me about the content not being productive, part of it may be about the content, and part of it may be about not moving them to that next phase. This may be the stuck point for you if you're giving yourself a 0 in that category. Renee, what about you? Where does the 3 come from? What do you feel is holding you back from making those genuine connections with people and reaching out? Is that you're not sure what to say, you're not sure what to do, or is that it just feels uncomfortable, it feels awkward? Let me know what's going on there for you. Okay. 4th pillar is invite and enroll. And this is where we are actively inviting people into transformation. We're giving them an invitation into transformation to take that next step with us on our Facebook Live, on our posts, through private messenger. We're inviting people to have a call with us or to explore if our product or service may be a good fit for them once we have connected with them and really gotten to know them and understand where they're struggling. If we feel like it would be a good match, then we're extending that invitation to learn more. We're helping them to overcome objections. We're holding space for them to make an empowered decision, not a let's just slam them into something that they don't even want kind of crap, but giving them the opportunity and the solution that we have found, what we believe is going to take them from where they are to where they want to be. And then we're holding space for them for any fears or resistance to surface. And we're helping them to move through that resistance and make that empowered decision. Okay, and so that is the invite and enroll, where a lot of discomfort comes up around here. A lot of people tell me, I don't want to feel salesy, I don't want to feel pushy, it feels awkward, inauthentic, cold. Let me know. Drop me down the adjectives down below. Punch the heart button if you understand what I'm talking about. Giving me the adjectives down below. How this part makes you feel. Is this where you clam? Because I'm an energy healer and I'm tapping into the energy of everybody watching. I'm actually feeling that constriction in my heart and in my chest. So Tanya says, and I think she was talking about the last pillar, but her block is that she gets bombarded in her inbox in emails and hates it so much and feels it keeps her from doing it. Tanya, what aspect of the bombarding do you hate? Okay, because I will tell you what aspect of it I hate. I don't like when somebody sends me a cut and paste message when they know what it is that I do and they immediately want to sink their claws into me and they launch right into, hey, buy my stuff, practically without even a hello, okay? That is like asking somebody to sleep with you on the first date before you've even taken them out for a drink, okay? Not cool, guys, not cool. I get these day in and day out, people I don't even know, people I haven't seen in 20 years, who have not even looked at my profile, who just launched directly into buy my stuff. If that's what you're talking about, I hate that too. But guess what? That's not how you have to approach it. That's not how you have to do it, okay? When you know how to approach somebody from a 100% authentic place that serves them and puts their needs first above yours, and you have that genuine connection and that conversation and that relationship building, and you leave yourself open to the possibility that it may lead to a conversation about your product, it may not lead to a conversation about your product, and either way is totally okay, because you are not here to shove your stuff onto somebody who doesn't want it. And you know how to implement permission-based sharing, which is what I teach in the academy, everything changes. Okay, everything changes. So just because you've been on the receiving end of a cold, salesy, gross conversation does not mean that that's how you have to do it. Okay, an example of that, or a metaphor of that, or an analogy, not really a metaphor, would be, have you ever gone to a doctor who just, it's like, get them in, get them out. It's a 10-minute conversation. They barely even looked up at you. Here you're pouring your heart out, and they're like, all right, here's your prescription. And they don't even like give you the time of a day, right? And then you have another doctor who like just spends time and gets to know you, and like knows your kids' names and wants to know how the dog is every time you come in, and you have that genuine relationship, and you can tell that the doctor actually really cares about you and your well-being, right? Same profession, two different approaches. Okay, that doctor who's heart-centered and love her patients doesn't say, well, there are people out there who are get them in, get them out, and quick, and so I guess I just shouldn't be a doctor. I shouldn't talk to patients because I don't want to be like that. No, she chooses, or he chooses, to implement strategies and an approach that is an alignment for her. And that is what I'm teaching you guys about. Because, guys, I'm getting fired up here if you can't tell, so excuse me if I go on a tangent, but so much of the business and sales training out there is the cold, transactional, awkward, pushy, get them in the door, get them to mortgage, take a second mortgage out on their house, get them to sell their kid in exchange for your program kind of bullshit. And it doesn't have to be that way. And when we're coming at it from the perception that it has to be that way because that is the only model or way that you've been taught, no wonder why you are uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. That sucks. And no wonder why you're not taking the action to make the connections to invite people to learn about your products and services. This is literally why I created Selling from Your Soul Abundance Academy, because I'm so tired of healers and coaches and heart-based women who want that authentic connection with their client being shoved into this sales system that feels like crap. And then that results in them not making sales, not having financial abundance, not being able to give more and do more and impact more. And I finally just said, enough's enough. I got to get this message out here. Okay? So it's understandable why you feel this way, Tanya. Okay? There is another way, though. There is another way. Okay, so Tanya, does that help? She says, let's see, Renee says starting to gain traction, but not enough. Not enough for what? Like you'd like to see more results, you're starting, but you're not quite where you want to be. Okay. All right. Lastly, follow up and support. Okay. Are you following up with people who you've had a call with, who you've talked to, who have expressed interest, who have said timing isn't good, but check back with me in a few months? Are you following up with people after you send them a tool or a resource to just, kind of find out, did that land for you? Do you have questions? How can I serve you? Are you keeping the door open for people who may not be ready right now, but maybe in the future? Are you connecting with people on a personal level without an agenda? Okay, you checking in once in a while. How are you doing? I saw your Facebook post that you were sick last week. How are you feeling? without an agenda, guys. Just connecting and reconnecting with people. Be honest, guys. How much energy are you spending with follow up? It can take someone 8 times of seeing your content to be ready to work with you. I've had people who come back to me after 4 years of stalking my page, watching the lives, reading the content, never commenting, never liking. I had no idea they were even watching. And they say, I'm ready. When can I enroll? Because when they're ready, right? And this isn't about us. And this isn't about making it weird because somebody isn't ready and that, making it about you, that there's a problem with you or your product. This is about your client. This is about when are they ready. I'm here for you when you're ready. It takes all the pressure off of I'm being pushy and salesy because I'm not trying to push anybody into anything that they're not ready for, right? So are you having a conversation with them and then ghosting them? Or are you genuinely connecting and engaging on a regular basis? Okay. And guys, do you have a system for tracking those conversations? I have like hundreds of conversations happening at any given time. I have to have a system. So I created another Trello board template. For those who are in my academy, have access to that as well, because that is so important that people aren't slipping through the cracks. So I want you to take a look at where you're at, okay? 1 through 10, where are you guys at on the follow-up? All right? And then I want you to look in the areas, scroll back to the areas where you scored an 8 or below, okay? And then out of those, where do you feel the weakest areas are for you out of those? That is where we need to focus on getting support. Now, the good news is that the freebie, the download that I'm giving you, gives you those income producing activities so that you are focusing each week, making sure that you are implementing those income producing activities every week. So you're covering all of your bases every week. But then you want to go in and say, okay, like, where are the areas that need a little bit more support? Is it my mindset that I need support around? Is it my strategy in this area that I may need support around? Okay. Am I just not feeling confident when I get on a sales call because I'm feeling uncomfortable about what I'm offering, or I'm feeling out of alignment with what I'm offering, or I feel weird about money? Is that what I need to work on? Or is it just the strategy? Like, I just don't know even what to say or how to say it, or it doesn't feel authentic, or I'm not sure how to help people move through objections. These are all things that I can help you with, okay? And then we talk about in the program. So guys, let me know down below, where's your spot? Where's your like glaring, yes, this is where I need to work on, okay? And guys, if you're feeling like you need support in any of these areas to hit your goals, let's book a call, right? In the meantime, like I said, I have the free resource that I mentioned above that you're welcome to download and get started. But if you feel like you're lacking clarity or confidence or direction, or results, let's have a chat. I can take a look at the process, see where some things may be missing. Sometimes it's hard for you to see where the things may be missing, but I can see them. And I've built a program to literally help you address that. And if it's a good fit, awesome. If not, no worries. But let's have a chat. I'm always here for you. And I hope you guys have an incredible weekend. And we'll talk to you soon.